Hi, I'm LaDonna Slade, and I want to tell you about our faith and and I want to tell you about our faithful and focused conversation we had last night. Now, if you missed it, don't worry, because we're going to do it again, because it was just a really powerful time, of being honest or coming out transparent about our relationship with God and our faithfulness or lack thereof, because the goal of the conversation is to is to just walk out those areas of where we feel like I could be doing more. I feel like I could be doing more, or just being very honest and saying, I'm not being as faithful to God as I think I should, and also just a safe space to actually say that, right? To say that without being condemned, and to say that without having someone go, "Ooh, girl, and you sing on the worship team," or "You the Bible study teacher." That is not why we had that conversation to condemn anyone. But it was mainly just to be able to talk it out and to be able to get some insight, maybe some wisdom, some encouragement, in that area of like, I don't feel like I'm showing up well for God. I don't feel like I'm showing up well for Him. And so that's part of the goal of having a faithful and focused conversation. And well, let me back up, because you said, I don't think, I don't think I'm showing up well in my relationship with God. You said, okay, all right, let's talk about why that is, and then on the focus part, because after 2020, even though this is 2022, between 2020, 2021, 2022, we're still in a process of recovery. We really are, in every area of our lives. That, yes, we say, I trust God. I trust God. Yes. But what does that really look like in our lives today when we are bombarded with so many things in our lives that it's just hard to, make it come together. And it's interesting because that was one of the topics we talked about during the conversation, was the difference between routine versus chaos. Where, I need routine, but the chaos is taking over, where I'm having a hard time identifying routine. And then we talked about boundaries. These are some of the highlights. We talked about boundaries, setting boundaries in our lives, because it's necessary as we're in recovery. And I believe that power is in the recovery. However, we need to be very clear when it comes to the various things that is going in our lives, especially in our relationship with God. Because at the end of the day, He's the one we serve. We say we put our lives in His hands. And sometimes because of the chaos, that can be confusing, and we're not sure what that looks like anymore. So our conversations is to help, peel back the layers of that and to break that up so that we can see how we can handle that, or what's a good way to walk through that. Okay. And then, there were some more things we talked about that I thought was very cool. One area that came up was being intentional about what we're doing in our relationship with God. Because somebody actually said, you know what? I think I've kind of scheduled God out my schedule. It's like, okay. They said, yeah, I don't think I've got Him scheduled in. Now, yes, I talk to Him every day, and I believe I pray. I said, but then having that intentional set apart time for just He and I, nah, I don't think I don't think I have that anymore. Now, that was very interesting. So, to let you know, that's how vulnerable, and transparent that we had to get. And that's my goal in these conversations, is that this is not a place to hide. It's not a place to bring condemnation. Because even though, again, as people of faith, as followers of Christ, lovers of Jesus, and we should know better, but just because we know better doesn't mean we do better. And we have to provide opportunities for us to be able to express those areas of concern, as well as to be able to get some insight and some encouragement and some word on helping us line up, the things that need to be lined up in our lives, so that Jesus can be glorified and that our lives can be full and abundant like He promised. All right. So I'm going to check my notes, make sure I didn't miss anything that I wanted to share with you, because there was so much good stuff, so much good stuff. And the attendees walked away with like, okay, I got a list of things to consider, you know, because it's not about, you know, me telling you or anybody telling you this is what you got to do. Not exactly like that, but kind of at the end of the day, when you say Jesus is Lord of your life, and you also declare that the Word of God is the final authority in your life, there's just some things we have to yield to. And another discovery we got was, one other thing was, and the importance of us coming together. Someone mentioned it is so refreshing to come together with a group of like-minded people, you know, which means lovers of Jesus, and be able to share at this level and be comfortable, you know, and feel and again feel safe, just to put it all out there and say I am struggling in these areas. You know, can we talk about it? Yeah, I had a desire to share a little bit of what we talked about during our faithful and focused conversation, and just also to encourage you with the little bit that we learned during our conversation, and just to let you know, the next time you see it being announced, come on, join us. I guarantee you won't walk away the same. All right, I'm LaDonna Slade, and I will see you next time.